Right now this morning, La Crosse voters narrowing the field in the race for mayor. The two candidates moving on to April, straight ahead.
We still have an alert day out there again with dangerously cold local temperatures. More about that coming up in a moment.
And how you can get free tickets to this year's Adventure Film Festival in La Crosse.
This is News 8 Now, this morning.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Alexandra Carter.
And I'm Mark Jarrett.
It is Wednesday, February 19th, 2025. It is cold again. Not surprising there, but we are getting better, right? Slowly but surely.
Slowly but surely.
Okay.
Not as cold is going to be the key phrase coming up in the next couple of days. Let's get into it here locally as you go right into your alert day today. Dangerously cold conditions out there. We could see possibly minus 35, but we're going to see a lot of these conditions holding on to around, say, minus 20 degree local temperatures here for our wind chills. Our local temperatures will be sub-zero, as you can see there as well. This carries over through the night as well, going into tonight. And then, of course, tomorrow won't be as cold, but it'll still be pretty cold. You're looking at the wind chill here holding on. I still haven't changed that yet, but you're going to be seeing this go till about 10 a.m. this morning. Now, that will play out for us, getting into the bitter colds again today. That cold air weather advisory that I just showed you there in the light blue, that goes till 10 a.m. Well, the rest of the week going into Thursday and Friday, not as cold. We'll still be in the teens and 20s for Thursday, Friday, but once we get into the weekend and beyond, I should say beyond the weekend going into next week, we're looking at temperatures in the 40s. Holding on to your local temperatures right now, minus 17 in Ladysmith. You get into Eau Claire at minus 11. La Crosse holding on to at least minus 6, minus 4 over Winona, and then down to Bosco, we're looking at minus 9. This will also feel like it down there as well. And the same, Eau Claire minus 23. That's what it feels like right now for folks that are preparing to get out. Minus 6 as you go into La Crosse. When I come back, I'll give you a better overview of how this all plays out for your day. So please come back and stick around.
Thank you, Art. Now we'll break down last night's primary election results, where the race for La Crosse's next mayor is now down to two candidates. Shondell Washington Spivey and City Council President Chris Calo will face off in the April 1st general election. Speaking with us after his front-runner finish, Washington Spivey highlighted his focus on homelessness solutions and small business support.
You know, this really means that La Crosse is truly working to be better, right? It means that we're going to work together to ensure that we're building a Crosse where everyone belongs.
Calo released a statement thanking La Crosse voters, calling the win humbling and inspiring. We also caught up with candidates Ellie McClune and Vicki Markison as they wrapped up their campaigns.
You know, I'm really proud of the campaign that I ran. I know that there are some candidates that I am friends with, and we have been texting today, wishing each other good luck. I think that's good spirit moving forward. I look forward to supporting one of them.
It was a wonderful experience. I ran into a lot of friends that I grew up with and learned even more history about the city I was born and raised in.
The race for La Crosse's 7th district is down to two candidates. Challenger Gary Podesky will face incumbent Matt Keel in the April 1st general election after retired teacher John Riemann was eliminated in yesterday's primary. The district covers neighborhoods from Ebner Cooley to State Road and 17th Street. And La Crosse voters narrowing the field for school board as well. 6 candidates will compete for 3 open seats in April's election. Meredith Garcia leading the primary with nearly 4,000 votes, followed closely by Molly Fuchs. Jeff Jackson, Adam Hoffer, Joy Buckman, and Kevin Hunt will also advance.
First of all, I think if we really dive into the reasons that he dropped out, it's terrible. I think that we really need to treat each other with a lot more compassion and kindness.
She was talking about candidate Sam Morris, who dropped out last week after hateful comments on social media. We also spoke with incumbent board member Meredith Garcia about the results.
I feel good. Like if my experience on school board has taught me anything, it's that voters here seek out information and they inform themselves about the issues. And that gives me hope. These local elections matter, and, you know, they really contribute to the kind of community we all want to have.
In April, 3 of the 6 candidates will be elected to the board. Boston School District voters making a decisive choice in yesterday's primary. By a 2-to-1 margin, they approved an operational referendum that'll exceed state spending limits by $1.75 million over the next 4 years. The state superintendent race is now down to 2, incumbent Jill Underly and challenger Brittany Kinser advancing to April's general election after a tight primary separated by just 3 percentage points. Cold weather did not stop La Crosse voters yesterday. The city clerk's office reporting typical February turnout about 20%, with yesterday's frigid temps likely keeping some voters home. We caught up with those who were brave enough to head out to make their voices heard.
As a young voter, I think it's important to get out and show people that that we care as a younger generation. Even though this is a local focused election or a state focused election, I'm happy to be here and provide my vote.
Nearly 2,000 absentee ballots were cast. Governor Tony Evers revealing his new 2-year spending plan. The budget includes nearly $2 billion in tax cuts aimed at lessening the impact of inflation.
If local governments agree not to raise the local property taxes, they'll get a direct payment from the state. I'm proposing to eliminate the sales tax on electricity and gas. I'm proposing to nearly double Wisconsin's personal income tax exemption. That means Wisconsinites will pay no income taxes on the first $1,200 they earn, period.
The governor's budget also calls for historic increases in spending for the UW system and K-12 schools. Republican Assembly Speaker Robin Vos calling the spending proposals dead on arrival. In their first joint interview since President Trump took office, the president and billionaire Elon Musk discussed their wide-sweeping efforts to slash spending and shrink the size of the federal workforce. Already thousands of employees across multiple government agencies have received termination notices, though some by mistake. CBS's Jared Hill reports.
On Fox News, President Donald Trump and his senior advisor Elon Musk defended their aggressive efforts to slash through the federal government.
All we're really trying to do here is restore the will of the people through the president.
He gets it done. He's a leader.
The interview aired hours after a federal judge in D.C. denied a request from 14 Democrat-led states to block Musk's Department of Government Efficiency from accessing data systems and firing workers at 7 government agencies.
What do we want?
Tuesday, crowds protested outside the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, one of multiple agencies hit by thousands of job cuts. But along the way, DOJ has made errors. Just last night, the Department of Agriculture admitted it's trying to get back workers who were accidentally fired. Veterinarians and animal health technicians working to prevent the spread of bird flu.
One of the biggest functions of the DOJ team is just making sure that the presidential executive orders are actually carried out.
On that front, Tuesday, President Trump signed executive orders directing his administration to find ways to reduce the cost of in vitro fertilization, and another to rein in independent government agencies like the Federal Trade Commission, further extending the power of the White House.
And breaking overnight, 2 U.S. officials tell CBS News the Trump administration has put a hold on immigration applications under Biden-era parole programs for migrants from Latin America and Ukraine. The White House is blaming fraud and security concerns for the pullback. New leadership at the Commerce Department. Meanwhile, former investment firm CEO Howard Lutnick is heading to the cabinet after a close Senate confirmation, getting approval in a 51-45 vote. The Commerce Department he'll lead oversees critical agencies like the Census Bureau, Patent Office, and the National Weather Service. Time now is 6:07. Still to come on your morning news, the USPS Postmaster General says he's stepping down. President Trump announces more tariffs coming in April, and public services feeling the impact of all of those federal job layoffs. And air travel safety is front and center this year after a string of dangerous aviation incidents. Coming up, more on what you should know before you take to the skies. And for now, a wayward baby seal getting a second chance after a surprising street-side rescue. Police in Connecticut found the tiny gray seal with an injured flipper far from the beach. Now the weeks-old pup is recovering at an aquarium where experts plan to help him gain strength before he gets back to the ocean. And as you start to wake up this morning, leaving you with a quick wake-up call with the city home to the nation's first golf course. That is Charleston, West Virginia. some snow falling down there and not much golfing happening today. Stay with us. Your morning consumer news is after the break.
I was there when Brad Schimmel initiated the Sexual Assault Kit initiative, pushing hard to make sure that victims of sexual assault were able to see their offenders convicted, to make sure that there is justice. And that's what we need on the Supreme Court bench.
When you've trusted your personal injury case to Bygoff and Rohde, you're going to feel the weight of the world off your shoulders. You have to concern yourself with getting to the doctor and trying to get better. We'll do everything else. And that's how we get results for our clients.
Attention business owners, start 2025 confidently with Your Choice Roofing, your trusted partner for commercial roofing solutions. Our expert craftsmanship and premium materials ensure a roof that stands the test of time. Don't wait, our schedule is filling up fast. Get ahead of the rush and secure your spot now to protect your building and your bottom line. Visit yourchoiceroofing.com today to get started.
The Silverado Trail Boss. And a little work. And a little play. And a truck that says no to nothing. And Chevrolet.
Get $3,000 total cash allowance on this 2025 Silverado. Plus, current Chevy owners can get $5,000 total value when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Visit HometownChevy.com.
Hey, I went to the new place. They didn't have everything, but the bananas were on sale.
Wait, why didn't you go to Woodman's?
Hi, we're the Woodmans. I'm Clint. I'm Phil. Other stores promote a few items but charge more for everything else. At Woodman's, you save big time money on your whole grocery bill.
I even use the app to compare prices.
Oh my gosh, talk about receipt regret. Our work here is done.
Service and savings. It's Woodman's.
After you've been injured in an accident, life becomes chaotic. You have doctor's appointments, medical bills, insurance adjusters harassing you to settle your claim. When you call Bygoff and Rohde, we take care of it all. We get results.
I was there when Brad Schimmel initiated the Sexual Assault Kit initiative, pushing hard to make sure that victims of sexual assault were able to see their offenders convicted, to make sure that there is justice. And that's what we need on the Supreme Court bench.
All right, as we start our day today, bitter cold conditions this early morning as the cold weather advisory is in play till 10 a.m. We're looking at not so cold as we get into tomorrow, though, following the next couple of days into the weekend. And then by next week, we're back in the 40s. Yikes, right? Holding on to near 40 to 50 degrees in some cases. Holding on to the Millston area. You're looking at the roadways there right now. Looks pretty good. It's minus 21. Feels like minus 23 degrees out there right now. And in fact, visibility is not an issue. You get into Warrens as well. Negative 17 for you there. Feels like minus 25. Roadways look fairly good right now. Holding on to local conditions there and not much on the roadways. Most of that snow is pushed off to the side. We take a look at what's going on though. Here we've got some snow kind of coming back to the northern areas, being pushed back towards us. As you can see, this happened yesterday and today. But we'll see maybe a little bit of light accumulation in Rusk County there. Other than that, we still have zonal flow working across the nation, where most of the snow is in the central portion of the United States and working more so to the west to east. But we do have a trough that is still with us. And as I come back in the next weather, I'll show you that trough. Visibility, not an issue for this morning. Tomorrow in the evening hours, yes, it will be though. We'll hold on to some low visibilities down to 2 to 4 miles in the forecast region there as well. Current temperatures holding on to -6 in La Crosse. We're looking at -4 in Winona, -11 in Eau Claire. Sparta is not reporting properly there, but you're going to be seeing as you go down to the south, -8 to to at least -4 degrees. Feels like out there -23 in Eau Claire, feels like -6 in La Crosse. You're holding on to -16 in Prairie du Chien. Winds are fairly light to at least, let's call it calm, to about 10 miles per hour. As we get into it, you can see the wind gust tracker will also carry over as we go through the next few hours going into the afternoon, where they're going to get up to possibly up to about 21 to 22 miles per hour. That's a look at your local forecast. More about that coming up in just a moment.
Changes coming at the post office. The Postmaster General, Louis DeJoy, announcing his resignation after 5 years of controversial leadership. His 10-year modernization plan drew criticism from both parties over slower delivery times, though DeJoy defends his reforms. In his resignation letter, he pushed back on what he called irrational scrutiny of his efforts to overhaul the Postal Service. President Donald Trump is detailing new tariffs he says are in the works. His target: vehicles, pharmaceuticals, and computer chips, with possible tariffs around 25%. The formal announcement could come April 2nd, just after a deadline to investigate reciprocal tariffs. American businesses are already feeling the strain. Home builder confidence has hit a 5-month low, while other companies say current Chinese tariffs are disrupting their supply chains. More federal workers got their pink slips last night. President Trump's push to shrink government already closing museums and national parks around the country. Boston's JFK Presidential Library has shut its doors indefinitely. The cuts reach into national security, with 130 Homeland Security employees and 10 cybersecurity specialists among those losing their jobs. The crash of that Delta Airlines flight on a runway in Toronto is the latest in a string of dangerous and some deadly aviation incidents to start the year. Karen Kaifa has a look at the trends and what passengers should know.
The crash landing of a Delta Airlines flight at Toronto's airport Monday has put airline safety front and center again in 2025. But aviation experts say the numbers still point to the skies being very safe.
Aviation is safe, commercial aviation, safest form of transportation, even as these incidents do, rightfully shake people up a little bit.
In its most recent safety report, the IATA, the trade association of the world's airlines, says that on average, a person would have to travel by air every day for more than 103,000 years to experience a fatal accident based on the 2023 safety numbers. Experts also say the preparedness of the people around a disaster, like those who responded to Monday's crash, makes a difference.
Everything that could go wrong went wrong, yet still 80 people survived the accident. And what that tells me is just the preparedness and the attention to safety, everything that happened to make sure that these people were safe happened.
That includes airport personnel on the ground and the flight crew on board.
They go through exhaustive scenarios to protect passengers. And I think that you can have the confidence when you step on a plane.
Aviation experts also note safety improvements that make aircraft better able to protect passengers in the event of a crash like the one in Toronto, amid an industry that strives for perfection every time.
We can never rest on our record or our laurels, right? So you take every day as another opportunity to improve, to be better.
Let's look at your consumer news. We'll send it over now to Art. He's got an update on our forecast.
Okay, the cold air still with us, but yet this too shall pass as we go into the day and into the evening and overnight. Wind chills this early morning could get down to -35. I think most of our locations will be in mostly -20-degree cold temperatures, with sub-zero temperatures holding on to our local forecast as well for our lows today. That being said, we get into this. You can see it stretching from the Gulf, working all the way up to the north, going towards Canada. We're holding on to this wind chill, I should say this cold weather advisory in the light blue here. This goes all the way till 10 o'clock this morning. As far as the darker shaded blue, that goes all the way down to -40 for local temperatures there as you go into Minnesota and extending all the way up into our northwestern quadrant there as well. This goes till 9 a.m. this morning. That will be a part of our forecast as we go through the day here, holding on to clouds go to increasing as we go gradually to partly to mostly cloudy skies. You'll also see these -degree degree temperatures still holding on for a lot of folks going into the end of the morning hours as well for Eau Claire. You'll be seeing temperatures today holding on to about 7 to about maybe 12 degrees mostly. I don't think possible to get that warm, but we're looking at least mostly cloudy skies today and very cold conditions in the forecast. As we go through the 7 o'clock hour for sunrise, we're looking at -12 to about, say, -4 for our local temperatures. Sparta's still kind of not reporting properly there, but you can see some of this cloud cover will continue to stretch through the day here with increasing clouds moving in up to the north, getting closer to Rusk County. They're going to have some snow working in the forecast there with this system swirling around us as well, holding on to conditions that are going to be pulling snow off of Lake Michigan, working towards Green Bay into the forecast there. All right, so the zones, we get back to the zones, holding on to mostly cloudy skies. Some locations down to the south will be in cloudy conditions. From our point of view here, La Crosse will be at 8 degrees for our high today under mostly cloudy skies. We'll take it down to the south where you're looking at Prairie du Chien under cloudy conditions. They'll carry over that all the way into Lynxville as well, and then stretching up along the Mississippi going up there towards the north. You're going to be holding on to those conditions to be a little bit on the cloudier side. Back up to the central zone, we're holding on to mostly cloudy skies here. Trempealeau will be in at least mostly cloudy skies as well, getting all the way up to Black River Falls into partly to mostly cloudy skies in your forecast where those clouds begin to thin out. You'll see the same up there to the north as well, getting into some of the thinner clouds, but more along the lines going towards the east. You'll see some partly cloudy conditions in your forecast. How about this though? La Crosse goes into the evening commute. You're looking at bitter cold conditions still holding on. Cloudy skies, opening up the skies to finish out with a last ray of sunshine at 5 o'clock, getting back into partly to mostly cloudy skies to cloudy conditions to finish out the day. Eau Claire will follow suit as well with overnight lows coming back down again, -3 to about, say, -5, -6 in some locations, -9 as you get into Sparta under partly cloudy skies. Winds will be fairly breezy for tomorrow, not as badly, similar to today. You'll see winds coming and gusting from time to time and going away, subsiding and coming back. But temperatures will be in the 20s to the teens. You can see 17 in Eau Claire. La Crosse holding on to at least 18 as well. Snow is still kind of flirting with us in the northern portion of our region. Other than that, that kicks out of the way as we go into Thursday. By Friday, you're looking at high pressure building back in. Temperatures begin to warm, rolling right back into Saturday. So there's a look at the snow in the forecast there, taking it into, again, conditions to be under an alert day today. 8 degrees for our high, 18 tomorrow, 10-degree jump there, going to a 20-degree temperature for Friday. Milder conditions resume for 30s and 40s into next week.
Heading in the right direction. Thank you, Art. London's famous taxi driver is helping scientists map new discoveries about Alzheimer's, what's happening in their brains while they navigate thousands of city streets after the morning sports blitz.
Coming up next in the Blitz, team sectionals for wrestling going on last night, plus 2 top 5 matchups on the hardwood. Highlights and scores coming your way after this.
Brad Schimmel wants to take us back to an abortion ban from 1849, back to a ban with no exceptions, not for rape or even health of the mother. Brad Schimmel, too extreme for women, too extreme for the Supreme Court.
During the President's Day sale at PM Sleep Center, you'll save up to $400 on select Sealy adjustable mattress sets. Hurry in early for the best selection. Your next mattress is at PM Sleep Center, giving La Crosse a good night's sleep for over 35 years.
Earn now, spend later during Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Blaine's Bucks event. Now through February 26th, rewards members earn $10 in Blaine's Bucks for every $100 spent in store. Redeemable just like cash, March 6th through the 19th. Start earning on select softener salt. Rewards members pay $5.89. Blaine's Performance Dog Food, $27.99. Blaine's brand diesel oil or tractor fluid, $47.99 for rewards members. Plus, try new Dots barbecue pretzels, $5.99. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
This is the highlight of my day, but my hip pain made it a struggle. My personalized arch support system got me back in the picture.
Clinically proven to provide significant pain relief in only 4 weeks. Book your free fitting at goodfeet.com.
A new walk-in shower, safe and convenient.
A beautiful new entry door.
A lovely pergola or patio cover.
New windows that wow.
Your dream kitchen.
New siding to transform your home from old to new.
Whatever your plans, the 27th Annual Early Bird Home Show, only at the Board Store, brings you all of these at the lowest price of the year.
Visit our 8-building showroom on Copeland Avenue in La Crosse. Visit our website.
Call 608-782-8877.
The 27th Annual Early Bird Home Show, only at the Board Store. Don't miss it.
During the President's Day sale at PM Sleep Center, you'll save up to $800 on select Stearns & Foster adjustable mattress sets. Hurry in early for the best selection. Your next mattress is at PM Sleep Center, giving La Crosse a good night's sleep for over 35 years.
Brad Schimmel let thousands of rape kits sit untested for years.
While rapists walked free and victims waited for justice.
Take it from a sheriff.
A sheriff.
For a cop, Brad Schimmel's too extreme for the Supreme Court.
A new program from UWL students is providing inmates with a unique opportunity to connect with their children. Thursday at 6, how bedtime stories are changing lives one page at a time. Thursday at 6. The First Warn Weather app. Download it today.
Blitz. Well, last night, a few area wrestling teams were looking to punch their ticket to Madison for Team State, a night where every point counts. Let's go down to Prairie du Chien. D2 team sectionals, GET Melman taking on Belmont Platteville. Titans would quickly go down 12, but in steps Coda Perney. He's up big late in the match, but he wants the pin. He's going to hit the cow catcher. Settles in and gets the fall. 12-6 Titans trail. Up next at 120, it's Colton Koss looking to even things up. He's working the arm bar, and his man is stuck. A few seconds later, Koss picks up the pin. We're all even at 12. Later in the duel, GET down 14, but Gunnar Johnson trying to lead a late comeback. Big-time double leg to take his guy right to his back. That would lead to another fall. Titans pull within 8, but there was no late duel heroics as Belmont Platteville's Caden Davis would clinch the win, pick up the fall, and with that, GET Melman's season comes to an end, 43-32 the final. All right, elsewhere in boys sectional wrestling action in Division I, West Salem Bangor narrowly fell to Menominee. But how about the Holman Vikings cruising past New Richmond, and then they power past Menominee, winning by 42 points to punch their ticket to Team State. In Division III, the Aquinas Blue Gold team season comes to a close as they fall to Iowa Grand Highland by 9 points in mineral points. To the hardwood we go. Aquinas facing number 1 in D5 Assumption. Blue Gold's down 17 entering halftime. Out of the break, they start to click. Sammy Davis up and in for 2. Home side would get it back to a 3-point game. Royals would counterpunch though. Anna Schooley with the and 1. And then it's Addie Vollert finishing through contact for the visitors. Then here comes Aquinas yet again. Davis gets the deflection with the crossover, coasts for the cup, up and in. Hooping the harm, Blue Gold's cut into the deficit. That is Davis over to Olivia Paseo, who's alone in the corner. Book it, 5-point game. Under 10 seconds left, host down by 3. It's Ava Fernholz looking for a game-tying shot. She's got to let it go, and the leaner clanks off the front of the rim. Assumption gets the win, 73-70. Number 1 in D5, Royal hosting number 4, North Crawford. One of the best games across the state. Panthers setting the tone early. Landon Lipke loses it, gets it back, and finishes for the and 1. Trojans hanging right with a top team in the division. Landon Blaha cans one from distance. Not much later, it's Carter Olson of Royal letting one fly from downtown, and he will connect to tie things up at 18. Then more good stuff from the Trojans offense. Cullen Jacobus absorbing the contact and hits for the old-fashioned 3-point play. Then right before the half, one of the stars for Royal, Carter Uppina, rising, firing, and hitting to beat the buzzer. Panthers would extend the lead in the second half, and they go on to win by 18. Heck of a couple games and a great performance by all the wrestling teams in the area. Now, Louisville Blitz, we'll see you tonight.
We've done many renovations. We bought an old house and have made it into an up-to-date house. Whenever anything involves plumbing, the first call I make is to Maxwell White. Their technicians put together a great final product.
Welcome to Hazel and Lola's Kitchen Boutique, your new go-to for all things gourmet and kitchen chic. From artisanal cookware to unique gourmet ingredients, we've got everything to inspire your inner chef. Discover our exclusive collection of kitchen gadgets, quality knives, and delicious culinary delights. Whether you're a seasoned pro or a home cooking enthusiast, Hazel and Lola's is here to elevate your kitchen game. Hazel and Lola's, located inside Wesco and Sparta. Stop in today and tell them Peyton sent you.
Save on Stressless by the truckload at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota. Every season, Stressless updates styles and leathers, but first we need to make room. At Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota, we took advantage of big discounts on discontinued styles, leathers, and overstocks. Now we're passing a truckload of savings on to you. You'll find sofas, love seats, chairs, and ottomans, even power recliners, all at amazingly low prices. Don't delay. Quantities are extremely limited. Take advantage of truckload savings on Stressless, only at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota.
Dreaming of a career but worried about time and cost? At CVTC, we make it easy. With low tuition costs and a wide variety of programs to choose from, we'll get you job ready in just 1 to 2 years. You'll graduate with minimal debt and find a career you love with competitive starting salaries. Dive into your future today with affordable, fast, and rewarding programs at CVTC. Visit cvtc.edu to learn more.
This street's like any other in Wisconsin, but the new neighbor is a pedophile who repeatedly raped a little girl, released after just 2 years in prison. Thanks to Judge Susan Crawford's sweetheart sentence, a fraction of the 60 years he faced. Now, the pedophile lives blocks from a school. And with Susan Crawford on the bench, your street could be next.
Style or substance. Somehow, it became one or the other. But there is another choice. Not stopping until you have everything in the GMC Sierra. Get over $2,700 purchase cash on 2025 Sierra 1500 models.
Visit your best choice GMC dealer today.
With a tankless system, you can have unlimited hot water whenever and for however long you need it. Upgrade to a tankless today and never be left without hot water again. Rely on Maxwell White, plumbing done right.
You expect more, so thank you for watching News 8 Now.
New details this morning in the search for that missing pregnant Beaver Dam teenager. Police there releasing this new surveillance video from the day Sophia Franklin went missing. The video reportedly shows her alleged abductor, 40-year-old Gary Day, picking up the 16-year-old. An Amber Alert for Franklin now extending into Missouri. And some morning medical news to get to. Pope Francis has pneumonia in both lungs. The Vatican releasing the health update after the Pope underwent a scan yesterday. He's still in the hospital in Rome. The Vatican says the Pope faces a complex clinical situation, but shares that he is in good spirits. And Iowa's governor wants lawmakers to overhaul rural medical care. Her proposal would boost funding to keep delivery units open and encourage hospitals to work together. The plan doubles student loan relief to attract new doctors and puts $150 million federal dollars toward more medical residency slots across the state. A better diet could be your ticket to better sleep. Millions of Americans are lying awake at night. The National Institutes of Health says up to 70 million face sleep disorders, with a third of adults not getting enough rest. But a new book suggests the answer could be on your plate. Eat Better, Sleep Better recommends loading up on fiber-rich foods like fruits, vegetables, and nuts, especially walnuts and pistachios. The recipe for better rest also includes seafood and whole grains, while keeping your dinner portions small.
It's a vicious cycle, or a healthful cycle, depending on how you look at it, right? So how you sleep at night influences what you choose to eat during the day, the next day. When we have poor sleep at night, we often tend to gravitate over more snack-type foods, less healthy
Muffins,
foods.
definitely muffins for me.
Higher fat, higher sugar, typically, right? And those types of foods tend to lead to poor sleep at night.
Another tip is looking for foods high in tryptophan. That includes turkey, which is why people may get better sleep on Thanksgiving. British researchers are turning to a famous site in London to gather ammunition in the fight against Alzheimer's. They're hoping by studying the brains of the city's renowned black cab drivers, they can learn more about how to prevent the disease. Chapman Bell shares the story.
Weaving through the streets of London, black cabs and their drivers help make up the fabric of the city.
I love my job, 25 years, and I still love it. Very proud of it.
Scientists now believe these world-renowned drivers could deliver more than a pleasant journey. To get behind the wheel of one of these famous taxis, drivers must first pass an exam called the Knowledge.
Turnpike Lane Station.
Spending years memorizing hundreds of routes around more than 26,000 streets in the capital.
We will beat a sat-nav, hands down.
By shunning sat-navs and other navigational tools and relying only on brain power and memory, researchers say cabbies may be getting a profound health benefit.
What scientists have found is that the longer they've been working, the larger the posterior hippocampus becomes. But unfortunately, in Alzheimer's disease, that bit of the brain actually is one of the first to start getting smaller and smaller.
Experts say that area of the brain is responsible for memory and navigation.
So it may be that the kind of skills these taxi drivers build offset them against Alzheimer's disease. If we can learn from the taxi drivers how they do this, we might be able to find ways to improve people's brain function and avoid the burden of Alzheimer's disease in the future.
The cabbie's contribution giving hope to those suffering.
The Taxi Brains project, headed up by University College London, is part of an ongoing study analyzing brain scans of cab drivers to gather more research that could help scientists better understand the disease. And La Crosse Regional Airport could see more traffic taking off soon. 3 carriers are showing interest in adding flights, including Delta, which could return next year after leaving in 2023. The airport director says Sun Country and Allegiant also considering service.
We're working very hard to offer more travel possibilities for our passengers. We want them to know that, and things like our incumbent American Airlines and with Sun Country landline service coming in, the real key is to just use the airport.
The airport has started developing a $1 million revenue guarantee fund. It would cover costs of unfilled flights, minimizing the risk for the airlines. A Minnesota lodge claims to have created one of the longest ice skating trails in the country. As Sophia Lober shows us, the new trail is a big hit.
The new trail has been drawing locals and visitors from all over the state. Luke Drinkard from Saginaw, Minnesota saw the trail on Facebook and decided he had to give it a try.
Because I wanted to learn how to ice skate, so what's better than driving 4 hours north to do that?
Cos Lindsay made an even further drive up from St. Paul to try Nordic skating for the first time.
I'll be honest, I fell over quite a bit when I was getting going. But once I got my boots tightened up, it's been an awesome loop to skate around.
Lodge owner John Fredrickson says he was inspired to make the course after seeing how many people perfect natural ice skating conditions drew to the North Woods in 2019. This is the first year they've done it on such a large scale, and so far, it's been a hit.
People are calling up and driving our front desk a little bit crazy with the calls asking if they've been cleared, but it's fun. I think people are happy to do it. It's something different that you're not getting a whole lot of other places.
But it turns out clearing 6 miles of trail is no small job.
The maintenance is kind of a nightmare.
The lodge plows and brushes trails, but doesn't add any water, so the ice is all natural. Fredrickson says the work is all worth it when he sees how much skaters are enjoying it.
I'm learning a lot about kind of how to manage the ice, and every year the ice is a little bit different. You're dealing with Mother Nature and trying to kind of work through what the lake is doing and how to maybe reroute things.
And if Mother Nature cooperates, he hopes to hold on to the title next year.
Wow, that's amazing. We'll send it over now to meteorologist Art Jarrett. He's got a look at our morning commute.
Oh, one of these days I'll get back out there to try to ice skate again if I can still remember how. Bitter conditions this morning, and man, oh man, is it going to be cold out there. Most of the locations will be huddled in the minus 20-degree range, but we could see some outliers getting into near minus 35 in some locations. Not as cold as we go into tomorrow, though, getting better as we get into Thursday and Friday, and as we go through next week as well, getting into the mild. So let's get into your forecast. You can see here, California's got more of that moisture moving back into it, as well as Portland getting all the way up to the north into Washington as well. We've got a huge low troughing pattern across much of the area extending out to the Gulf, but right here we're experiencing mostly coming off the Pacific, mostly zonal flow going straight from west to east across the United States. We also have some backbeat coming back into the area up to the north, and that's bringing up a little bit of snow to Rusk County. We get a little bit closer here, as you can see that a little bit continuing into your forecast. I'll even zoom it in as much as we see increasing clouds through the morning hours as well. snowfall for us as we go through the morning and into the afternoon. We're going to be picking up mostly cloudy to possibly cloudy skies in your forecast. How about this though? Because of a little bit of wind right now, fog is not an issue for our locations. Tomorrow will be a different story. Current temperatures you can see mostly in the single digits to at least getting into around say 11 degrees or at least minus 11. And as we go into your forecast going back into it, this is what it feels like out there. So be safe during your local forecast for this morning.
Before we head to break, it's time to look at today's Look Who's 8.
All right, Kira is turning 8. She enjoys doing gymnastics, volleyball, soccer, and loves to make bracelets.
Happy birthday to you, Kira. And if you know a special someone turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88, we'd love to feature them.
That's right. Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Pictures button under the Home tab on our website.
Coming up, from breathtaking expeditions to personal triumphs, the Lacrosse Adventure Film Festival returns. We're joined by some organizers after the break.
Brad Schimmel wants to take us back to an abortion ban from 1849, back to a ban with no exceptions, not for rape or even health of the mother. Brad Schimmel, too extreme for women, too extreme for the Supreme Court.
That was funny. Yeah. That's a sick bike.
Boys.
Miss Sanderson?
See you Monday.
No way.
Attention business owners. Start 2025 confidently with Your Choice Roofing, your trusted partner for commercial roofing solutions. Our expert craftsmanship and premium materials ensure a roof that stands the test of time. Don't wait. Our schedule is filling up fast. Get ahead of the rush and secure your spot now to protect your building and your bottom line. Visit yourchoiceroofing.com today to get started.
Don't settle with the insurance company until you've talked with Schwabel, Getz & Sieben.
I felt so special. I felt that I was going to be their #1 client.
I just got a great peace of mind knowing that I wasn't a case number, that we were doing this together.
We really did feel like we had a team behind us.
I was really impressed with how they treated us. They were backing us up 100%.
They always have your best interest in mind.
Go to Schwabel.com and fill out a free online case evaluation. There is no fee unless we win.
Your home, a place of comfort and safety, could be trying to tell you something. Interior cracks, sloping floors, hard to open doors and windows are all signals of foundation failure that you can't ignore. Choose American Waterworks.
This adorable shelter pet wants to meet you and your family today. The News 8 Now Pet of the Week is brought to you by Wisconsin Veterinary Orthopedics.
At Castle Realty, we believe in more than just buying and selling homes. We believe in building communities and creating lasting memories. For over a decade, we've proudly served the Coulee region, helping dreams come true, one family at a time. Thanks to our incredible community, we've been voted Best of La Crosse County for 7 years in a row. And now, we're asking for your support to make it 8. Head to bestoflacrossecounty.com to cast your vote. Castle Realty, from here, for you.
Brad Schimmel let thousands of rape kits sit untested for years.
While rapists walked free
And victims waited for justice.
Take it from a sheriff.
A sheriff.
A cop, Brad Schimmel's too extreme for the Supreme Court.
Well, good morning to you and happy Wednesday. As we go through today and into the evening and overnight, we are looking at some weather alert day still holding on with dangerous wind chills in the factor here. We're looking at least minus 35 degrees, sub-zero temperatures for our morning lows today, and our highs are only going to be from 7 to about maybe 11 degrees out there, and this is going to be considered for all locations. Let's get into your forecast here. You can see the big stretch of this cold air extending from Canada and it continues on. In the light blue here, we have a wind chill advisory that's in play until 10 a.m. That's going to be for conditions that are going to be between -20 and -35, but I suspect we have some areas that will get to -35 for our local temperatures. The darker shaded blue there, as you get into it, that's for -40. That will be an extreme cold weather warning that is in play. That goes till 9 a.m. and then it should be done. We'll go right into your forecast as we look today, holding on through sunrise time. We're looking at -7 degrees under partly cloudy skies, gradually increasing our local temperatures as we go through the mid-morning to late morning hours. We'll also find ourselves in Eau Claire holding on to similar conditions with increasing clouds, -10 to about -3 as you go through the mid-morning hours. Now, highs today, as I mentioned before, 7 to about maybe 10 to maybe 11 degrees. Boswell is showing 12, but I suspect they'll get to probably 11 degrees today under mostly cloudy skies. We may even see some cloudier conditions once you get down to Prairie du Chien, looking at some at least cloudy skies that'll hold on. Up to the north in Rusk County, they have a little bit of light dusting possibly in their forecast on the way as well. As we go through the noon hour, you're looking at temperatures between 6 degrees, maybe even all the way down to about, say, 2 degrees in some locations. We're also holding on to clouds increasing as low pressure continues to circulate that cloud cover back into our forecast, as you can see. Zonal forecast showing you again as we go right through Medora, all the way down to Shelby as well as La Crosse, temperatures from 8 to 10 degrees. We'll take it down to the south zone. You're looking at cloudy skies by Prairie du Chien. That goes into areas right by as well as along the Mississippi, going into Waukon. And then, of course, you're looking more to the east. You're seeing conditions possibly in partly to mostly cloudy skies. We'll go back up to the central zone, holding on to La Crosse, looking at 8 degrees under cloudy skies. Trempealeau doing the same as well, carrying all the way up to the north into Osseo. And then back to, as we continue to finish, going all the way up to the north, you're looking at Ladysmith at 12 degrees, holding on to at least mostly cloudy to cloudy skies, and eventually going into areas by Eau Claire where you're looking at least 8 degrees as well for your forecast. Then the evening comes around, you're going to see in and out of the cloud cover and then back into it with a brief bit of sun before we go back into sunset. And then, of course, we're also going to be seeing Eau Claire doing the same. Overnight temperatures for tomorrow, -3 to about, say, -6 degrees out there. And, in fact, the wind chill will be pretty cold out there for you as well. We'll finish out going into Thursday's highs, looking at least some 20s and some teens. And, of course, it'll be feeling a little bit colder on your skin. And then back over to how we finish out over the next few days. Look for 8 degrees for our high today under a weather alert day. Cold conditions will finish out the remainder of the work week going into the weekend to be more on the milder side with 30s and 40s on the way.
Thank you, Art. New this morning, a festival in La Crosse is turning What If into I Did. Joining us this morning, we've got Heechin with the La Crosse Adventure Film Festival and UWL's Outdoor Recreation Coordinator, that is. Thank you both to being here for us this morning. Nice to see you. So the Adventure Film Festival, tell us what we should know this year.
Well, we are stoked to bring the IF Adventure Film Festival here to La Crosse. It's a film festival. There's 2 nights here in La Crosse, and we use that statement of if because we all have those if statements in our life. Right. If I could just do this, or if I only had more of this. We want to turn those if statements into I cans and I wills and I did statements. And we feel like bringing people together is the most important thing at this time in our lives, and being encouraged and inspired, especially through film, is an awesome opportunity to do just that and to have those I cans and I dids.
Okay, very cool.
So there are 2 different locations, and where are they, and how can we get to them?
Yeah, so Friday night we're at UWL Student Union Theater, so this Friday, and then Saturday we're at the Rivoli Theater. Doors open at 5 and the show starts at 6. Guests can expect 90 minutes of different films both nights, so unique film sets each night.
Okay, great. And we know that you have partnered with several organizations, including UWL, to make this free. So what can you tell us about that partnership? And then, of course, it is free for people, so that's a bonus too.
Yeah, films need a movie theater, and we've got a great one at UWL's campus. We're lucky to have that, and UWL is a good source of adventure. We've got an outdoor connection where we have a rental center. We have a brand new climbing wall that's really exciting for the community. So it's a good chance for us to get the word out about coming to campus and using some of those facilities. And then there's others that are partnering as well on the film.
Oh, we're really thankful. A ton of community partners, as Jake said. Beer Bike Brigade, Rivoli Theater, Eagles at Night. So it's a really awesome community that's coming together to put this on.
All right, I have a quick question here. Who are making these films? Are they students? Are they just folks that are in the industry already? Or?
A great question. They come from around the world. So films have been submitted from around the world, over 130 films that we poured through. Films are from 2 minutes to 15 minutes and everything across the board. From edge of your seat adventure, kind of a Red Bull-esque, where you can't believe somebody's doing that in outdoor Adventure, two films that are really just stories of the human spirit, things we can relate to, grit, determination, perseverance. So really across the board, guests can see everything.
Okay, wow, sounds very intriguing for sure. And so we mentioned it was free, but do people still need tickets? Is that still something you recommend?
We do ask that they reserve tickets. We are using the Beer by Bike Brigade mobile app. It's a new app that has a ton of great deals and discounts, but also you can reserve your tickets on there. You can go to our website, lacrosseaf.com, or find us on social media, Lacrosse Adventure Films, and we'll help you as well. I don't want anybody to have any issues or barriers getting in. That's why it's free, and they can always reach out if they need to.
All right, quick question though, for folks that are watching these films, is there a separate time in between, a break perhaps?
Oh, great question. Yeah, we do have an intermission in both the films. I'm glad you asked that, and we have some awesome giveaways during that time. UWL is going to be giving away some great stuff for outdoor rec, climbing wall, for climbing rentals, and gear rentals, so some free stuff. And then Saturday night we have $500 in gift prizes, gift cards that we're giving away to local businesses. So we'll have a break. So about 2 hours total, 90 minutes of films with a break in the middle.
With a break to stretch your legs. And so is it for all ages? Should kids come, or what's the guidance there?
Yeah, they really are open to families. We love having families, so you will see folks from 2 to 90 there. We always do have the disclaimer that because people are experiencing outdoor adventure in a unique, kind of dangerous way, there might be some choice words. So I always want to share that. But really it is, yes,
right?
might be part of the territory. But it is awesome, family friendly, and really great conversations come from it.
Yeah, okay, that's very cool. Showing some video from past years now. So why would you encourage, maybe someone who hasn't been, maybe they've heard about it, why would you encourage them to attend?
I often refer back to Dr. Rick Kite at Viterbo and that idea of having a third space. So bringing people together and bringing community together, finding new friends and reconnecting with old friends is massive. And that other part of just being encouraged and inspired. Some of these films just motivate you to do that next thing, that thing you've been waiting on, whether it's a trip or connecting with an old friend, but getting outside and doing something, seeing these awesome films that are just kind of make you want to pursue those goals.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Anything you would add, or did you get it all?
Keaton's just amazing at doing this.
Yeah.
You just got to see his art and come and see it for yourself and enjoy just being together.
Okay, great. Well, thank you both so much for being here to share a little bit about it with us. We appreciate it. Stay with us. We're back right after this.
Coming up on CBS Mornings, Delta Airlines CEO Ed Bastian joins us exclusively for his first interview since that Delta plane crash in Toronto. We'll ask him where the investigation stands and how to reassure travelers about safety in the sky. Plus, in honor of Black History Month, I sit down with one of the students who protested the whites-only Woolworth's lunch counter in Greensboro, North Carolina, 65 years ago. He reflects on that pivotal moment and its lasting impact. And we'll take you courtside to the inaugural season of Unrivaled, the new 3-on-3 women's basketball league. We'll talk with the athletes and organizers to see how the play and pay is rewriting the books for women's sports. We will have everything you need to know and more on the show. We'll see you at 7.
I was there when Brad Schimmel initiated the Sexual Assault Kit initiative, pushing hard to make sure that victims of sexual assault were able to see their offenders convicted, to make sure that there is justice. And that's what we need on the Supreme Court bench.
Hi, my name is Tom Hammes. I work for Maxwell Whitewater Conditioning. We want all of our customers to be as informed as possible, so we present an agenda at every call that we go to. We present this to the customer so the customer has some idea what to expect when we get there.
Save on Stressless by the truckload at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota. Every season, Stressless updates styles and leathers, but first, we need to make room. At Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota, we took advantage of big discounts on discontinued styles, leathers, and overstocks. Now we're passing a truckload of savings on to you. You'll find sofas, love seats, chairs and ottomans, even power recliners, all at amazingly low prices. Don't delay. Quantities are extremely limited. Take advantage of truckload savings on Stressless, only at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota.
Stella-Jones Corporation in Bangor has immediate openings and wants you to apply. They say this job takes grit, attention to detail, and ability to work as a team. Stella-Jones Corporation is where safety matters and wages sustain a comfortable living. If you have what it takes and can stand behind our railroads, then we want you to apply today.
Get solar and get saving with Olson Solar Energy.
The biggest thing I want to get across to people, whether it's via email or voicemail or text, is we are a local Wisconsin family-owned turnkey solar company.
We have project managers that will walk you through the process, keep you informed along the way, and make sure that the communication is the best that it can be.
All the financial benefits are awesome. And then on top of that, it's green energy. How can you lose?
Water testing is one of the most important things that we do. And it's really important that we test the water coming into the house before the equipment and after the equipment to see what the equipment is doing and if it's doing the job that they are wanting it to do.
I was there when Grad Schimmel initiated the Sexual Assault Kit initiative, pushing hard to make sure that victims of sexual assault were able to see their offenders convicted, to make sure that there is justice. And that's what we need on the Supreme Court bench.
A new program from UWL students is providing inmates with a unique opportunity to connect with their children. Thursday at 6, how bedtime stories are changing lives one page at a time. Thursday at 6.
Welcome back at 6:52. Time for your morning news now. Breaking down last night's primary election results for you. The race for La Crosse's next mayor is down to 2 candidates this morning. Shondell Washington Spivey and City Council President Chris Kalo will face off in the April 1st general election. Speaking with us after his frontrunner finish, Washington Spivey highlighted his focus on homelessness solutions and small business support.
You know, this really means that La Crosse is truly working to be better, right? It means that we're gonna work together to ensure that we're building La Crosse where everyone belongs.
Kalo released a statement thanking La Crosse voters for their support. We also heard from candidates McClune and Markison as they wrapped up their campaigns.
You know, I'm really proud of the campaign that I ran. I know that there are some candidates that I am friends with, and we have been texting today, wishing each other good luck. I think that's good spirit moving forward. I look forward to supporting one of them.
It was a wonderful experience. I ran into a lot of friends that I grew up with and learned even more history about the city I was born and raised in.
The race for La Crosse's 7th district down to 2 candidates. Challenger Gary Podesky will face incumbent Matt Keel in the April 1st election after retired teacher John Riemann was eliminated in yesterday's primary. That district covers neighborhoods from Ebner Cooley to State Road and 17th Street. And La Crosse voters narrow the field for school board. 6 candidates will compete for 3 open seats in April's general election. Meredith Garcia led the primary with nearly 4,000 votes, followed by Molly Fuchs, Jeff Jackson, Adam Hoffner, Joy Buckman, and Kevin Hunt will also advance.
First of all, I think if we really dive into the reasons that he dropped out, it's terrible. I think that we really need to treat each other with a lot more compassion and kindness.
We also spoke with incumbent board member Meredith Garcia about the results.
I feel good. Like if my experience on school board has taught me anything, it's that voters here seek out information and they inform themselves about the issues, and that gives me hope. These local elections matter, and they really contribute to the kind of community we all want to have.
In April, 3 of the 6 candidates will be elected to the board. Mauston School District voters made a decisive choice in yesterday's primary. By a 2-to-1 margin, they approved an operational referendum that will exceed state spending limits by $1.75 million over the next 4 years. The state superintendent race is down to 2. Incumbent Jill Underly and challenger Brittany Kinser advanced to April's election after a tight primary separated by just 3 percentage points.
All right, a weather alert day as we get into it here through tonight. We're looking at dangerous wind chill conditions out there, possibly to minus 35 for some outliers. Most folks will be in minus 20-degree temperatures or less. We're also going to hold on to the forecast as we get into it here, where we're going to see this sunrise, where you're looking at what the wind chill is going to feel like out there. It is dangerously cold. Do not take this lightly. As we finish out going into the next few days here, we'll lose the weather alert days. Still hold on to the cold for Thursday and Friday, but it won't be as cold. As we go into the weekend as well, look for mild conditions to carry over into the 30s and the 40s into next week.
Thank you, Art. Skiers and horses teaming up for thrills in Idaho. It's called ski joring, where riders pull skiers at high speeds through an obstacle course, snagging rings along the way. This year's competition drew 135 teams racing for a $10,000 prize, proving this winter mashup is no horseplay. Huh. Wow, all right, new sport. I've never heard of that. Have you, Art?
No, not at all.
You got to be pretty athletic, it appears.
They should do barrel racing with that so they go in a triangle and they have people skiing behind them.
There you go, another one. All right. Well, thank you for starting your morning with us. We'll see you back here at noon. Until then, enjoy your day.